Welcome back to another paintball content. Right off the gate, you see me fail to contain the snake player, which is my entire job in this position. We're playing some pretty, well, for relative to me, high skill. This team just formed. It's kind of thrown together, and this is their first day training. And so we'll see a couple games where it's just me and the team playing against ourselves, and then there's actually like a league team here as well that we'll play some games with in a bit. My first day back in like 4 months, I tore my Achilles playing football, and so I wanted to play, but I was also worried that I wasn't gonna have ability. So I'm playing the home position, playing back, trying to communicate and put some pressure on that snake player, because if they get up there, we're ruined. So we're losing some players, and so they're communicating that, and I'm trying to keep my eye on both sides of the field, but primarily putting paint down that way. You'll see a couple times where he pokes his head out, but that's really all I see of him. One thing, watching the clip back, I don't want to learn too much from this because it was my very first game, but I didn't move when I could have, but that's just because I was physically unsure if I could make the move. But my confidence wasn't that high, and it shows in the gameplay, and it leads to me making dumb plays. I'm really glad we can zoom in and slow things down, because in less than a second he sees me, turns and starts shooting at me, and throws like 3 or 4 balls my way. So I'm playing like I'm an injured person, because I am. And so a lesson for next time would be move a little bit more. Like right now I have a really good cover to move to the 50, but instead I battle that guy in the snake because that was my job. But what I did is I shot at him, and then I stopped looking his direction and stayed there, and so it's easy for him to shoot me. So being a little bit more deliberate when I'm either attacking him or not, and then also maybe moving up a little bit would be helpful. What I'm about to do is called a fill. So I'm going to look over and see that my teammate got eliminated, and I'm going to basically fill his position. And although I'm not quite sure how much I can do, I just decided I'm going to go ahead and see if I can make that little run out there. And I can. If I was healthy, no problem, but I wasn't really sure how much jogging I could do. So the fill was super successful, and it's very important to have people on both corners of the field, and that stops people from being able to move the field, or makes it a lot more difficult. And the first bump went great, and the second one you could see there was a lot more paint coming my way afterwards, and that was coming from that home position, as you saw. And so instead of battling him, I'm a lot more helpful to my team looking in, and with this new position, seeing if I can catch anyone hanging out where they shouldn't. You can see right there, I almost got 2 people, I just couldn't close it, which happens sometimes. And because I wasn't seeing anyone on snake, I knew that home guy wasn't going to be able to shoot me, so I thought, okay, now is a good time to move, and it worked out really great. So some people in the spectator box to my right gave me some feedback on this game, and they said right here was a pivotal moment. They didn't know where I was at, the other team, and you could tell because they weren't shooting at me at all, and they were miscalling where I was at. And so they said right there, rather than shooting that guy, unless I was absolutely sure I could nail that, I was way more helpful to my team. Now they know where I'm at, and I'm shooting at some guy's foot, and I just can't hit it. But basically, that tactical error of mine leads to me getting out pretty soon here, because they know I'm there, and I'm in a more threatening position than they are. So their snake player is basically just gonna keep watching me, and sure enough, he was, and I get out. So the lesson is stay hidden longer if you have a good position, and think about how helpful you are to your team. Getting on the third game, getting some barrel cam, trying to contain the snake. My running and gunning is terrible. I just don't shoot very much, and so it's rough. I know there's somebody on my mirror, so I'm doing the blind shot over. A blind shot is when you're shooting someone over a bunker and you can't see exactly where the ball's landing, but you have an idea of where it's going. Blind shooting isn't allowed. That's when you stick your gun around a corner without seeing at all and shooting. People often do that because they don't want to get hit, but you need to be looking down your barrel. As you can see there, I almost hit that guy, but if you really watch the clip back, I'm not really that close. But it's good that I noticed it. So what I should be yelling to my team is the players that I know. D2, which is that guy, and then Snake Corner. And so when you hear people yelling in paintball, the different things, they're yelling out positions. And when you hear your teammate, like for instance, there's someone to my left, yelling, I'm supposed to hear them and repeat the call so that the other teammates can hear it and my teammate can know that I heard him. Pretty soon my GoPro is gonna die, so I'll just tell you what happens. I couldn't really make anything happen with the Dorito guy. He had too good of a position to gun battle me. So pretty soon here I'm gonna ask that Dorito guy to shoot at him, and then I make a run around this bunker, and basically me and the guy shoot at each other and my teammate gets him. And it worked out great because it caught him off guard. But my GoPro's batteries weren't doing too good this game. So as you can see, or can not see, I'm not seeing a whole lot of people. There's tons of fire, tons of callouts, a lot of callouts on their side, not too many on ours. I see someone here in a little bit. The problem with this game was we are losing players on our snake side, but there were just no callouts for it. So I had no idea. So I was playing this right side really confidently. Meanwhile, someone's working their way up the snake, taking out our players, and I have no idea. So we should be hearing callouts when we lose players as well, and where they came from. So that was a huge issue with this game. Sometimes you lose players, but not knowing about it makes stuff like this happen, where I got shot in the butt by that guy. This drill is sweet. I got to run this with the league team that I was playing with, so we were all on a line. doing this. So the way it works is you snap shoot, going in and out quickly, and as soon as you hit it, then you're supposed to roll back, tuck back into your bunker, and shoot faster into that other target. And then once you do that, then you snap again at the first target, and then once you hit it, you run across the field while you shoot. And the scenario that this is covering is when you're snap shooting someone, you're battling them, and if they start to run, it can be scary, right? Because they're running and shooting at you. But this is a way to maintain dominance while that's happening. So if they're running, you roll back while continue firing, and you shoot where they're going to be. This way, even though physically you're retreating some, you're still holding a very dominant position, and then it teaches you to get right back on target after changing targets. And this could even apply to maybe you're snap shooting somebody and someone, comes out after you on the other target. So basically it's a way to maintain dominance even though you're shifting a couple different positions. So in this lineup, they were giving me some pointers. So one thing that I really need to work on is when I go to snap shoot, I slide my whole body out, and that exposes more, and it's also more difficult to get the same slide every time. So instead, what they suggest is you more roll out. You rotate your whole upper section kind of over and down, and you're supposed to be able to kind of click into that same position consistently. It's also pretty quick. The team that I was playing with in the practice, they were very, very accurate, and they were able to acquire their target very quickly, and kind of their shots were all the same, the same groupings, and just very dialed in. Now I see a rec ball team about to go play, and so I ask if they want another player, and here I am playing with them, so enjoy. I'm able to move up the field so freely because they're tucked behind the bunker. So after they shoot a little bit, you can see all that paint around. It doesn't take very much on my behalf to keep them in, and then I can move because they're all still at the start. And when everyone's at the start, there's no reason to shoot anywhere else. So my teammates are shooting them too, and so from their perspective, they're getting lit up the whole game, and I'm over here free to move. And so that's a lesson about getting out from the start. Now you may have noticed I'm shooting quite a bit less than before, and it's because one, this is quite a bit lower skill lobby, so I take a couple shots to the net there, but then also I just came from that training and literally hopped in right off the training, and so all I had with me was just that half a hopper, and so I really didn't have much paint, and so I was trying to play more positionally, seeing where they're going, and lining up the shots a little bit more deliberately. So still very little paint. The next game, my strategy is the same, not to shoot a ton, but if there's a shot, to take it, to understand where they're all at, understand where my teammates are at, and work in conjunction to get it done. They're doing a good job of returning fire, so when they get shot at, they poke right back out and shoot, and so I'm forced to go back in. And then they start shooting the other side, which is excellent, but I notice that it stops, and so I think that they're looking somewhere else, and so I use the opportunity to bump up into this really strong position because you can lock down any movement to the left, as we'll see pretty soon here. And then also just the rest of the field, it becomes very difficult to move when you have someone in my position. Now I use the fact that he comes out to make my next moves, because they look over and they see their teammate and they think they see what there is to see on that side of the field. And so I just sneak in. And once I get here, I basically know that I have him, because he's gonna have to come look back this way eventually. A tournament player would check off where I'm at before they look anywhere else, because I could be there. But a newer player might assume that I'm over farther back up the field, and so it makes it easier to win out a situation here. I wanted to change my position because had that person heard where I was, they could easily shoot me. So now I'm just going to communicate and hopefully with the kind of pinch him with the cross pressure. The next round up really illustrates how knowledge affects how you play in the role of communicating. So off the break, keep your head up because you'll see someone start to move. And once you see that, then where do you check? The corner, and there they are. So confirm, that's where the first person's at. All right, let's see if anyone's being aggressive and making sure I'm communicating what I do know. They're on that side and they're looking in. And then I notice someone right there, and so I shoot at them a little bit. Okay, second person's confirmed, I know where they're at. It'd be nice if I hit those shots, but not really important. And it keeps them from moving. Gotta find out where the third person's at. There they are, right there. So they have a great position. They have people on both corners and someone in the middle. And so since they may have seen me go there, I need to change that middle person, change my position and see if I can confirm again where they're at. Last time I saw them on the corner, I don't have a shot for the corner. Checking again. I'm hearing some stuff happen to my right, my far right, so I'm gonna go check it. So confirming, okay, I know where all three of them were a few seconds ago. And right there, I see the guy bump in, so I just post up. You can't see it in the film, but I see him go over there. So now I'm just waiting. I can see his head. I want to get a little better shot. I go confirm. Now think, okay, where's the last time I saw that guy? Was there, right? So I'm gonna check it, and right before I duck back in, oh, there he is. So now I know where he's at, so I'm already getting my shot, and then all I'm gonna do is stand up and take it. It'd be nice if I hit that, but I don't need to. I see them move in the gap of the crate, and so I can just post up on the corner. So I run out right into this guy's view. And so I should be shot here, I just got lucky. But then the second problem is I bump out with that same inertia. Right? I was running to the left, I bumped the left side. And so he was ready for it, and he shot me and he hit me, it just bounced off. It makes a lot more sense for safety if you go on the other side. A lot harder to predict. It was just fortunate that the ball didn't break when it hit me. So this round they wanted me to take this on the far left, that alleyway, and just make sure that people don't go up there. So I'm playing back player. Basically just means communicate with people where you see them, so you can get an idea of where people are pushing from. So I know the left spool, and then I see someone in the middle building, shoot at them, and then communicate. Okay, that's where they're at, that's where they're at. And we're up a player as well. And my teammate does a really, really good job, very courageous. And so I know that they have two left, I know the kill count, and I know that we're up, so it's time for me to go up. Right now my teammate's communicating, okay, there's somebody in a building ahead of me shooting. So I'm just paying a lot of attention, being as quiet as I can. You want newer players to like the game, so shooting them in the back of the head is not fun, or makes people want to come back. Right here I saw my life flash before my eyes. Sometimes people freak out and you get lit up, so I think that was the game right there. But these guys were so fun to play with, and it was a great day all around.
Yeah, so I'm gonna shoot this bell until the video's over.